Hello everyone and welcome back to another podcast. Today we've only done one UFC podcast prior to this, so this should be interesting. Obviously big card for the viewers it'll be Sunday, for us it's next Sunday. But yeah, UFC 299, James has been talking to me for probably a few weeks about this. He's like, we got to do a podcast for this card. He's like, it is stacked. Thoughts?
It's pretty stacked, yeah. I just threw my phone and all my notes are on it.
Maybe go collect it.
I will when it's a good time too. But yeah, I think this card from prelims all the way up is pretty like dense. So yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
That's good.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what about your thoughts on the card? Like just observing it, like rather than actually getting like analytical about the fights, like just when you first saw the card get announced, what were like your first thoughts about it?
I thought I was in a dream, like straight up. This card is crazy, and you could be a casual, it could be your first week watching UFC, or you could have been a 10-year fan, and this is one of the most stacked cards I have seen in my entire life. Better than 300.
I was gonna say, is it better than 300?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I
don't think so, bro. You got
What-
Cody Garbrandt and Figueiredo on the prelims of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You got Oliveira as well.
what are your thoughts on 300 before we get into the 299 card? What are your thoughts on 300? Because obviously they didn't announce the main event until last week.
I think it's a perfectly good card, but the way Dana hyped it up, like, this is going to revolutionize the sport.
Yeah.
That's like, come on, bro. It's
Well,
Jamal Hill, bro.
Didn't they have to bring fights from the prelims into the main, like the early prelims into the prelims? Or it was something like that. Because wasn't Aljamain Sterling on the...
Oh, yeah. No, that was just like the order of how they had announced it.
Right, okay.
But I think they've like reshuffled it and like dedicated the main card, put like Yuri on it and Aljo and like Max, which I think Max and Gaethje should be the feature fight and not the like third fight of the night.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because
like-
obviously the women's title fight.
Yeah, but I get it. It's like gold and that, but people want to see the BMF more.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, because everyone thought that was going to be the main event for a while.
Yeah.
So
I think people are giving it a lot of hate purely for the fact that it's Jamal Hill and Pereira. Like, I understand Jamal Hill may not seem like the absolute UFC 300 top tier fight, but he's a very skilled fighter. It will be a very entertaining fight. And I mean, look, there's 11 former UFC champions on that card. Like,
That's a cool stat.
that's insane. When you're looking at the stats like that on paper, crazy.
That's a
I
cool stat.
do think that 299 will provide a more entertaining day.
And I think people are just mad that we didn't get like Brock Lesnar versus George St. Pierre. You know what I mean? Like, people wanted a dumb fight.
yeah,
But yeah, no, we didn't get it, which is kind of cringe.
yeah,
But yeah, you go.
yeah. No, I was going to say we have mutually all said that we're going to start the 299 card from, is it Robles, Rebellis Despain, and Josh Parison?
Yeah.
Yep. So Rebellis Despain's on a bit of a win streak right now. Bit of hype around his name, especially because he's former Taekwondo world champ. But he has 30 seconds of cage time, so you know we'll see if he's UFC caliber. I think he'll get it done. They look like they're kind of feeding him some like bum, and it'll be a quick knockout. But anything can happen. I'm still taking him. I think the UFC's laying him up for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with James on that. I honestly think if it goes past the first round, then it's just completely uncharted territories. You don't know how his gas tank is. You don't know how he's going to go dealing with that pressure. But I don't think it's going to go past the first round.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Oh no, and they're heavyweights as well.
Well, literally just before recording, James did show me his knockout reel because I'd never heard of him before. And fights wouldn't have lasted longer than 20 seconds.
20 seconds all together.
Yeah, literally. The compilation was about 30 seconds long.
But he's got dumb power, and he'll just like spinning like triple spin tornado kick your head. So seems pretty like well equipped for a heavyweight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. Any further words on his opponent?
I don't have a lot to say. I don't have a lot of watch time on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think this would just be complete domination.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how the UFC rolls when they bring in a new contender. But there is another new contender on this card as well. But we'll get to that.
Yes, absolutely. Michel Pereira is the next fight. I know you talked about that a little bit.
I think Michel Pereira is a problem at middleweight. He's generally welterweight until he missed weight against Wonder Boy. But yeah, man, I think he'll just come in and do what he does, just do like a backflip off the cage and kill him. Michel Pereira's pace isn't slowing down, even though he's kind of inactive, but he's pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
I think he'll break the top 10 in middleweight easy. But yeah, I'll take him in this. I'm saying round 2.
Round
Knockout.
2?
Yeah.
Round 2 KO TKO?
I think he'll take the first to figure him out, and then he'll just start going dynamic on this guy and get the job done.
I agree. I think he's an extremely hard fighter to predict. I mean, he doesn't even know what he's doing himself half the time.
Yeah.
He just goes in there and does his thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him for knockout as well. I'm probably going to go round 3.
Round 3? Yeah.
No clue how he'll do it. I think he will knock him out. But at the end of the day, the one thing I know for sure is that it'll be an interesting fight.
Yeah. I'll follow your guys' judgment on that.
I hope it's like an Anthony Pettis, like jumping off the cage kick to the face.
Yeah.
He's so good. But yeah, he could do that. He's got so much in his arsenal, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think he'll get it done as well, though. That's like a pretty safe bet. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I will preface is my knowledge on the prelims isn't as advanced as these guys. Maybe the final 4 fights I can put some good input in, but besides that, yeah, I'll let you guys kind of steal the show. The next fight, do you take? Can you pronounce those names? You might be more familiar with them, or are you not?
I've done no research on this fight.
Yeah,
No research on this fight?
Yeah. I was going to skip through the prelims.
Okay, we'll skip Philip Lin's.
Felipe
Lin's. Yes.
Pedro Munoz.
Pedro Munoz, which I did a little bit of research before this episode, and he's obviously previously fought guys like O'Malley, and
The O'Malley fight was
and Vera as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fought them both.
Yeah.
His last fight was against Vera. Oh, maybe not. But I know Vera's last fight was against him.
Yes.
On O'Malley versus Aljo
Yes,
on that
that's
card.
at least from the record that I looked
And
up.
I don't know. He's good. I don't think he really lost bad to Cheeto. And I think that was a pretty underwhelming fight for Cheeto to get a title shot off. But like Liam has said, Pedro's never been finished. And I think he's the smaller fighter. He'll work his way in and just piece Kyler Phillips up.
Yep.
I think it'll be a decision, though. I don't think he's a powerful guy either.
I'm going to take Phillips by decision on this one. And look, there's a 9-year or 10-year age gap between the two of them. I really think Munoz is getting fed to Phillips on this because Phillips is on the up and coming. It is a big step for him, but I mean, you look statistically at the UFC over time, and when they've got that big of an age gap between them, it's like 30% for the older guy to win. Or 20%.
Volkanovski.
Oh no! I tried to skim past the obvious. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
It was photoshopped. Volk is still the champ.
When my card gets cancelled at therapy, they make me rewatch that fight. Yeah. Any more words? You took Phillips and you took Munoz.
Yep.
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 All right. The next fight we've got Gamrot.
Look, I love Rafael Dos Anjos, but it's not happening, bro. He's fine all over. Like, he'll be in welterweight one day, lightweight the next, and Gamrot's still really good. Gamrot will just get him on the ground and wrestle fuck him. I don't think Gamrot will get a finish. And Gamrot's in a weird position right now. Like, he's higher in the lightweight rankings, and I guess he beat Rafael Fiziev, but Fiziev just did his ACL in the middle of the fight. But I think Gamrot's pressure and his youth will get the better of RDA.
Could not agree more. I think this is just going to be a WrestleFest, and it's just going to go the full 3 rounds, and it's just going to be a cruisy win for Gamrot. I don't really see much stand-up. I think it's going to go to ground pretty quick, but yeah, I think it'll just be a WrestleFest.
All right. As I said, I've got no input. I'll follow your guys' judgment. Now we've got a women's fight. We've got Caitlin Serminora versus Macy Barber.
I'm not going to lie. I do not follow much women's MMA except for like Zhong Wei Li, and that's it.
So I did do a bit of research on this one. I'm not a big follower of women's MMA either, but this fight does seem interesting. Again, 10-year age gap, Macy the younger fighter. I do think that it'll probably just go straight to decision. It'll be another just domination by Macy. Just from what I've seen of her, she looks useful. She looks up and coming. Every fight that I watched of her fighting, she seemed to have big improvement on the fights. And the other thing is Caitlin's coming off a loss. That plays a big part. But you never know. It'll be interesting though.
Yeah. Any judgments? I know you said you're not as well as aware on the women's MMA, but do you have any judgments on this fight? Any winner, loser? etc.
Not gonna lie, the women's fights are when I go to the bathroom in the card.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
No, I think
Ah man. Bro didn't have to say it. We knew what he wanted to say and he said it.
probably Macy Barber for me, honestly.
Okay.
If I have to take someone, yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Let's get this man away from women's MMA. And the final prelim fight, we got Curtis Blades versus Jailton Almeida.
Jailton Almeida is never getting a UFC main event after that Sao Paulo card. Jesus Christ. When he fought Derek Lewis, bro, he just cuddled him for 25 minutes. I fell asleep in that fight. But saying that, Almeida will probably win. It's kind of crazy how he holds down these heavyweights when he began MMA as a middleweight. So he's not even big. I think Blades won't do much on the feet, and I don't think Blades will stuff his takedowns, but Blades is also a pretty good wrestler, so I don't think he'll get subbed. I think it's going to be 3 rounds of me.
Honestly, I think if it goes on the stand-up, I think Blades takes it. If it was to stay on stand-up, I think Blades would 1000% take it. However, it won't be a purely stand-up fight. These guys are both wrestlers. They're both known for their wrestling, although I think Almeida's a lot better. Probably will be just 3 minutes of a snooze fest, but if I was to go for anything, I'd go Almeida by submission or decision. Although Curtis Blades has never been submitted, but you never know. He's a good
couldn't
wrestler.
even submit Derek Lewis.
That's a good point.
So I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I'd love for Curtis Blades to clip him, and I like Blades a lot, but I just think, I don't know. I think Almeida's just play the safe route and win. But, hopefully the fight delivers. We'll see.
Absolutely. And now we're on to the main card, and this is where I'm gonna start being able to give some input. This is probably the only fight I don't know too much about, which is Peter Yan versus Song Yadong.
So, quick history of Petr Yan. He was UFC bantamweight champ, fought Aljamain Sterling, illegally kneed him, lost the belt.
I know that.
Fought Sandhagen for interim, won, it was close. Then he fought Aljo again, lost decision. Then he fought O'Malley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Then
I know he fought O'Malley and lost.
But that was like, he could have won that. They could have scored it to him as well. It was close.
Didn't O'Malley lose?
O'Malley won.
Oh, I thought. I swear.
Because they fought, and O'Malley fought Aljo after.
and obviously won.
Yeah, Jan lost that and fought Marab and lost that. And
Oh,
now we're here.
yeah. Because there was a lot of my knowledge on O'Malley and his history obviously comes from a Joe Rogan podcast I watch of his, right? But there was a fight that he lost, and he's like, he shouldn't have lost the fight. Was it decision or it got stopped or
His only loss is to Cheeto Vera. That's why they're rematching.
right? Okay, all right.
But he's like, he always says, I'm mentally undefeated, this and that. But he got like calf kicked really well and his foot shut down. And
right. Oh,
Cheeto
yeah.
ground
That's what the story is. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think Petr Yan could make a turnaround here. I think Song Yadong is good and he's consistent and he was doing really well against Sandhagen but lost because he cut his eye. But I think his last 2 or 3 fights, Song Yadong's been fighting back in the rankings a lot and it's not doing him any favors for a situation like this. And in his last fight when he fought, I don't even know, it's like rank 15. But he took this front kick and he just didn't even look like he reacted to it. And I think Petr Yan's too dynamic with the kicks and could clip him. I like them both, but I think Petr Yan, this is his chance to get like his career back, get in the W column,
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure whether this is true, but would this be a number 1 contender fight or no?
No. I think either of them would need one more win.
Okay.
Because the number 1 contender fight was Henry versus Marab on the weekend.
Oh no, I meant for bantamweight, like the winner of Vera versus.
No, it'll be Marab's next.
Yeah. Okay.
Marab's next for the belt, unless they book O'Malley versus Taporia, which is just dumb. I think you should clear out your division before you get double champ status.
Okay.
Yeah, Marab deserves it.
Yeah. As I said, not as educated, so I'm just kind of just trying to get more sense about bantamweight.
This fight is interesting. Look, if I was to go from both of their last performances, I'd definitely go Song Yadong to take the win. But considering that, look, if Petr Yan doesn't win this almost solidifies his downfall. This is kind of like his make it or break it moment. He is on a losing streak. He did look terrible in his last fight. He didn't look terrible, but compared to how he usually is when he was
he
you
got
could say
mobbed.
in his prime. Oh yeah. But it's like I said, when something's all on the line, and he would know it as well. When it's all on the line, you just don't know how they're going to come out. So this is very 50-50, but I put down Song Yudong.
Okay. And you're the same, Song Yudong?
I don't know. I've been watching Song more closely, but I think Pyodian, I'm going to go for it. Song Yudong's hungry and younger. He's like 23.
He does not look 23 in that UFC profile photo.
Yeah, no, he's crazy. But yeah, I think I'm going to take Pyodian. I think, but I low-key do think if he gets another L, they might cut him. Like, he's gone from, like, it's such a bad downfall. It's like Tony level downfall.
I don't think they'd cut him just because he is a big draw on any fight, but still.
If they did, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you said Tony level downfall.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think this is...
Even I know that's one of a kind downfall.
But I do think Pyodian's downfall is, like, pretty, like... It's not good.
No.
It really, like, went from 0 to 100.
Very quickly.
Yeah. I can't... And everyone was saying he's going to flog Aljo in the rematch. I was convinced, and then Aljo just did it.
Yeah.
A new era is about to start in UFC. We're losing all the old fighters.
I think Marab's going to have an error in bantamweight.
I agree.
I think Marab is going to bully Sean. And yeah, I think he's too motivated, too hungry. I think he will be the next thing, the next bantamweight king.
Honestly, I don't see Marab beating him next fight, but I think give it 2-3 years, I think Marab will take champ easy.
All right. There's some good insight there. So this is the fourth down from the main card, I'm pretty sure. Gilbert Burns versus JDM, Aussie homegrown fighter. I remember when I first started watching the UFC, you, James, told me to keep an eye on JDM, and he was kind of just kept going up and up and up and up. And I think the fight that kind of gave him that staple, at least from what you were telling me and the way that I was watching, it was on the Vault card in Perth, obviously, where...
When he fought Randy Brown,
Yes, that one. And then you're like, oh my God, like this, like he's going to keep going now. He's just going to keep going and going and going. And obviously, now that this is a huge fight, Gilbert Burns, obviously, he's a big staple name in the franchise. But yeah, how do you see this one going?
Look, yeah, I love Jack, and Jack outside of Rob and Volk is our closest chance to getting another Australian champ. And I do think if he fought like Leon or something, it would be awesome. But yeah, like we were saying, when he fought Randy Brown, that was meant to be a test. But the fight after Randy Brown, he fought a predominantly wrestler and just didn't look good. And I think, Gilbert's got a chin. I think Jack's strong and smart on the feet, but I also think Gilbert's good on the feet as well and will match him. I think Jack will outstrike him, but I think Gilbert's going to take it to the ground and just do what he does best. If he's recovered from his injuries against Bilal, I think Gilbert is going to take this. Like, it's a harsh truth, but for me at least, but yeah, I think Gilbert's got it.
Honestly, I hate to say it because he's an Aussie, it's a home ground, but I see this as just a pure domination. I think this is way too big of a jump for JDM, too quick. Gilbert has had so much time to recover from his last fight with Bilal, and people are going to doubt Gilbert. No one's going to doubt Gilbert, but at the same time, people will think less purely because of his last performance, but there's a lot of reasons that went in behind that. Look, a fully replenished, fully healthy Gilbert Burns is dangerous in every single part of the game, whether that's going to be stand-up or ground game, and I think he's got something to prove again, considering his last fight. What had happened did happen. I see this being a pure domination by Gilbert Burns.
Yep. I'm going to go the same. I did a little bit of research and stuff, and I'm not sure, like, domination. Obviously, I'm not kind of that advanced in that level of knowledge yet, but I would say I'd pick Gilbert Burns in that.
And he retired Masvidal.
Maybe not.
Yeah, he did.
Comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable. Yeah. Yes, that is also true.
But like, Masvidal's a heavy boxer and did nothing to Gilbert in that fight.
Yeah.
So I think Gilbert's fine, and I met the guy as well, and he's such a unit, bro. Like, he's huge.
Yeah.
And he's like thick.
Do I have any? No, I didn't. All right. Cool. Yeah. Next fight. This might be one of the most underrated fights on this card. I am so keen to see. I'm so keen to see Michael Venom Page in the UFC against Kevin Holland.
All I'm saying is, in my mind, this is a massive mismatch. I think Venom Page is going to smoke Kevin Holland.
Really?
I think he's too dynamic. Like, he's old, but I think he's just going to come out.
That's a big
and
call.
Just bong.
When I heard he got announced and got signed, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, because I thought he got signed for PFL. There was like fake stuff going out that week, and then it said he's like, nah, he's in the UFC. So I'm like, awesome.
This is probably my favorite fight I've seen in a long, long time. This this is a dream fight. I mean, any UFC fan is frothing over this at the moment. It is literally a dream fight. I don't see Michael Venom Page beating Kevin Holland though. I think Kevin Holland's young, technical. I mean, he's only 31. There's a 5-year age gap between them. I think Michael Venom Page is 36.
Yeah, I think he is 36.
Yeah.
Because I was even surprised when the UFC signed him at 36. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they've signed a really old fighter. Like,
But Pereira's 35, you know?
yeah,
true.
I was going to say, I found out like probably only a month ago that he was 35. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, his genetics are ridiculous. I'm like, there's no way this man
And
is
it's like-
athletically 35. Yeah, absolutely. Brazilian blood, bro.
And like Yoel Romero started MMA at 35 and just won on the weekend. So
That's nuts.
still going.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you're taking Holland.
I'm taking Holland. I don't think it's going to be a comfortable win. I think it's just going to be a pure slugfest. But I'm going to have to take Holland. I mean, there's going to be a bit of bias for me because it's Big Mouth. I love that man so much.
Yeah.
Like he's one of my favorite fighters. But despite him not taking a lot of fights seriously, or as though it may seem like it, he's very technical. He's very skilled, especially in his stand-up part of it.
Yeah.
He's very, very technical.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't disagree
Yeah, I
with
think this or the next fight will be fight of the night.
that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I was going to say, like, in my introduction to MMA, not just obviously UFC, but just mixed martial arts in general, and I found out that Michael Venom Page wasn't in the UFC. I'm like, what? Like, how?
He was
Like-
Bellator forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
And he's got a pretty good record. Like he's got what, 2 losses, 1 loss? It should be up there.
I'm not sure. Let me find it.
If you like click on his name, I think the stats will come out.
21-2.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 21-2.
I don't know. I kind of want him to do classic MVP and just.
Yeah, no, I was gonna mention before. So
Yeah,
it gets really hot
It
in this
is hot
room.
in here.
Especially with this big ring light that we've got. Yeah, no. When I found out that UFC did sign him, I'm like, I need to be there to watch his first fight because just the style, just everything. I don't know, just I love it.
Okay,
I love it. I
so
love it.
keen.
Yeah. Any other words on that fight? Wait, did you say who you thought was going to win?
MVP.
I'm MVP as well.
Holland.
Yeah.
I'm Holland. I have to go.
maybe it's a bit of hope as well. I just hope he wins.
Man, it's definitely biased from me. I can't lie, but like I can't not. It's the same as Max Holloway. I'm gonna take him for Gaethje as well. I hate to say it.
I remember.
I
I
can't
know
do it.
it's
hey.
so hard, but I have to.
I think
It's my
Gaethje's
boy.
just gonna like.
That's
don't
my
know.
boy. I can't not.
I don't want Gaethje to trigger like a Tony downfall on Max and like.
I'd cry.
Yeah. Now we're talking about that, huh?
I was going to say we could do the 300 card or some of the 300 because we're not going to do a 300 podcast.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say let's
Oliveira.
let's finish this card.
Focus on the task at
Take a
hand.
cut
Yeah.
and then we'll do a 300. I reckon this is impulsive. This is very off the cuff, by the way, but we can do it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
We can do that. Why not?
Okay, we'll do Dustin versus Dennis.
Saint Denis.
Saint Denis.
Saint Denis Benoit. Look, I think Benoit is the new kid on the block, but man, he's good. When he fought Thiago Moises, had Moises done in the second round, it took Islam Makhachev 4 rounds to even sub the guy. Moises had never been KO'd, and then he just fought Matt Favola, head kicked him in the first round on the 295 card. I think Benoit in his fights is getting more smarter on the feet, less like crazy, and I think if he uses that smart pressure on Poirier, he's gonna crack him. And his ground game's so good. Plus, he's like French ex-special forces.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that he's ex-militant, and you're like, and
I
I'm
think
like,
this guy is such a tank. Seriously, I think his pressure is gonna be too much for Poirier. I think Poirier's smart on the feet, like. But dude, Poirier's like takes a bit to warm up too. Like he lost that first round against Chandler. I think and I get people are saying like, oh, Dustin's never lost 2 fights in a row, blah blah blah. But I think Saint Denis will get it done.
yep.
And I want him to. I don't like Dustin very much, but yeah.
I agree. Saint Denis on the up and coming, and he's on a 4-fight win streak now. All of them finishes, every single one. He's got a really strong ground game, and as James said before, when I've seen his stand up in recent matches, it's look a lot more in control, less impulsive, and adrenaline can play a big part in it when you can't control your nerves and you just tend to throw stuff that doesn't need to be thrown. And he looks a lot more controlled now. Poirier coming off the head kick as well of Gaethje.
Yep.
lost my multi.
Yeah.
That was
Not
crazy.
me.
Yeah, and also the age difference as well. Saint Denis 28 and Poirier's 35 now, or 36. That plays a big part. Poirier's getting to the end of his career. Denis just starting it. He's just on the rise up.
Well, my first, obviously, I've seen the name thrown about a bit, but my first actual like watching him was actually in the gym the other day when we were at the gym, and our mate Harry showed me a few clips, and you were telling me about him as well, and I was just like,
Saint Denis is so good.
this guy's a freak. Like I've just never, and he's like, look how swift he throws his kick,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
Boom.
like you don't even see it coming.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
hey.
ridiculous.
And his grappling is very, very good.
Yeah, he's really good.
All I saw was his stand-up game. I didn't even see his ground game.
You need to watch the Thiago Moises fight. The only reason I think he looked reckless on the feet as well, because it was on French turf.
Right.
It was on the Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak card.
That's right.
Right.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's why Saint Denis was going crazy, because the French crowd is like pretty unmatched next to like Australia, obviously. But yeah, I think Saint Denis is just, I like him, bro. He's one of my favorite active fighters right now.
Yeah. You said Australian crowd. There's obviously, well, there should be, according to the deal that's been proposed, there should be another Australian fight this year. What would be your ideal?
I got my theory right.
Okay, all right, let's spit this.
Okay.
This is going to go on TikTok. So
I don't think it's-
I want to hear this.
I don't think it's going to be a pay-per-view. I'm thinking it's a fight night. It's going to be Strickland versus Whittaker. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't think, because they're doing Dricus. They'll do Dricus versus Izzy. Plus, they just announced that was the offer for 300. So yeah, I think it'll be like Whittaker versus Strickland. They could put Cara France versus Manel Cap. Rebook that. I think Cara France will lose though. Manel Cap is based. Who else can we get on? Yeah, I don't know.
What if it's a co-main? What if they do make a title fight and they put Whittaker and Strickland as a number one contender co-main?
Yeah.
I think if you're going to have a main event in Australia, you've got to... I don't know. That's hard. Whittaker's not ready for a title fight. Cara France isn't ready for a title fight.
No.
If you're going to do it in Australia, I'd want an Aussie going for a title fight. It's hard to make it happen, but Sean Strickland versus Whittaker would be the best fight in a long time in Australia.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I'd go Whittaker, but I love both fighters.
I think
Both fighters.
Strickland now
Well,
could
the
do it.
reception he got for the Izzy fight, like everyone loves him, but obviously everyone's going to go for Whittaker. Like it's a given.
I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those fights where you don't want either of them to lose. You're looking at it and you're like...
Strickland's an adopted Australian now
Yeah.
anyway.
Literally, yeah.
Especially because everyone thought Izzy was going to have the favour, but
No way. Well,
No one likes
you were
Izzy.
there. Tell us.
oh, I don't know. There were like some casuals cheering for Izzy behind us, and everyone started screaming like... They're like, this guy's a Chinaman. No, it was Strickland heavy, and when Strickland landed that jab in the first round, it was just wild. And like when Strickland got the belt, it was crazy. Like people cared more about him.
Yeah.
That Bam Bam fight was so sad to watch, bro. It was so sad. Bam Bam's just, if he doesn't beat Marcin Tibera on that fight night, bro, he's done. He's done.
He's done.
Bam Bam's, I love him, but he's only ever beat Derek Lewis.
Yeah. Wasn't he at the WWE the other night?
I got no clue. The one in Perth.
Yeah, the one in Perth. Yeah, he's doing shoeys.
Yeah,
he was
golden
doing a shoey. Yeah, golden shoey.
Yeah.
Bro, get Dana White to sign him into the WWE, mate.
That would be pretty good, actually.
Hey, here's my thing about Taito Ivasa. You done a shoey out of my shoe, and I'm so sorry. That was like the worst shoe to do. That was my running shoe for like 2-3 years. I am so sorry. I feel bad for that.
I remember
man.
you saying it.
Hey, but he pointed at you and singled you out.
You never told me this part, but yes, he did do. I remember you like, bro, Bam Bam did a shoe out of my shoe. I'm like, oh, that's sick. But now that you've disclosed, it's
Disgusting. Disgusting. I felt bad for him. I was
Probably why he
riddled
lost
into
his
sweat.
last two fights.
You would have been like in the crowd. No, you don't want this shoe.
Yeah. I was looking up, like, you sure? Like, it's
I guess so, dude.
So you said Strickland Whittaker. What do you think
I'd go Strickland Whittaker as well.
as a fight night card?
I
Yeah.
think that's what they're going to do for the next, like the winner of Costa Whittaker was going to be like Strickland. I think that's the
Well, they redid the middleweight rankings. Well, no, sorry, no, it is middleweight, right? No,
Yeah, middleweight.
Yeah, middleweight. Yeah, they did redid them, and I think Strickland's 1, Izzy 2, Whittaker 3. I'm pretty sure that was. And then I read that Hamzat's 11.
He's 11, really?
11.
Well, he made his debut against an unranked Usman.
It's true, but like at the same time, that Dana White
Because then it
go
was,
crazy.
I think after Whitaker, I think it was Cannonier, and then it was
Cannonier's in an awkward spot
and then
as well.
Vettori, I think after that.
I would have put Vittori above Cannonier, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
No, but Cannonier just flogged Vittori.
Yeah, that's fucking.
And Cannonier beat Strickland in December. And then Strickland beat that Abus Magomedov, then got a title shot. He only took it because Dricus couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I love Whitaker, but I really don't see him beating Strickland.
Same.
I beg he does, but I don't. I agree. I don't see it
Strickland's
either.
pressure's too good.
And also, Whitaker loves his stand-up fights. He loves keeping it up on the feet. And
There's the rankings. So champ Dricus, 1 Strickland, 2 Izzy, 3 Whitaker, 4 Cannonier, 5 Marvin Vittori, and he's fighting Brendan Allen on a fight night soon. Paulo Costa's down to 7. Then you got Imavov, Delidze, Hermanson, Hamzat, Paul Craig, Hernandez, Curtis, and Kai Borolau. He's got that free spirit tattoo on his neck, and he was calling out like
Adesanya.
Yeah. I could have said Adesanya before you even told me. He was calling someone out from middleweight. I bet you it was Adesanya.
I don't actually know. I just the free spirit tattoo. I assume it'd be Adesanya.
Yeah, generally would not surprise me.
Yeah.
All right, and
Main
after
event.
that little tangent,
Detour.
Yeah.
main event: O'Malley versus Marlon Vera.
I got O'Malley round 3 KO. I don't
That's a
think
bit detailed.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the most exciting fight, and I think they've deliberately stacked this card up to make it look like O'Malley's like a star, when he's kind of a lame. He's kind of just trying to fill shoes that are too big for him, I think. I don't really...
Interesting.
But yeah, I think he's going to beat Vera, and if he doesn't, Dana White's going to fucking cry, bro. That's my take, though. Dana's getting oiled up, bro.
Yeah. Oil him up. Yeah. Honestly, I think Vera is kind of getting fed to O'Malley. I think O'Malley's gonna
Purely because it's his only L, do you reckon?
No, it's not even that. I mean, it's a necessary fight. It has to happen.
But not now.
but-
Vera's like ranked 6.
Yeah, and look, O'Malley improves every single fight. As much as I don't exactly like him as a person, he's an amazing fighter, and he's probably the best striker in that entire division, let alone the entire sport. One of the best.
I'd give it to Corey Sandhagen. I'd love to see him and O'Malley fight.
I'd still give it to O'Malley, just purely the reach difference and the height difference. It plays such a big factor into how he fights in his weight range against a lot of these guys, because you notice a lot of them are shorter.
Yeah.
A lot of them have the reach advantage is usually going to O'Malley, and yeah. Look, interesting fight on paper, but I think O'Malley takes it easy. It'll be a knockout in 2 or 3.
Knockout 2 or 3? You say knockout 3?
Yep. I think O'Malley gets it done. I was trying to find Sandhagen's height just then. I think they're the same. But, yeah, I think O'Malley's going to get it. And I think, I don't know, it could be a good fight.
I had O'Malley knockout as well. I just wasn't sure when.
I say round 3.
3?
3, yeah.
Yeah, Liam's 2-3.
Yeah, I have to see O'Malley catching him with something. He's a great striker, man.
As I said, I've only seen O'Malley's recent fights, and from what you're saying, it obviously 1 + 1 = 2 in that he is a magnificent striker.
Even since the early days.
Yeah.
He always has been.
Yeah.
He's always had it in him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a lot more sloppy when he was younger, of course, as all fighters are. But you could still see some people just have that understanding, a really, really good understanding of distance between your opponent and understanding their reach. After about the first round, he understands it.
Yeah.
Almost to the dot.
Yeah.
He's out of their range in most shots. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
Very talented striker.
Yeah. All right. Now we can either take a cut and do 300, or we can just dive into 300.
I've got to take a piss break.
Take a kit? Yeah, okay. All right. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. And as we said, a bit of an impulsive decision, but we're not going to get around to doing a 300 podcast. So why not just have a bit of a little card prediction and a bit of a yap about it now?
Let's do it.
All right. So I think we said we're just going to start from the bottom with this one.
Yeah, we're going to run through the whole card, I reckon. I think I'm cool with that.
Yep.
Opening pick, Jim Miller. Plus, he was on UFC 100, 200, and now 300. In his last 2 fights, he's looked fucking awesome. Last fight, he just ran through the guy on the feet, ate his legs up, punching him, and then submitted him. And I think Bobby Green is coming off pretty one of the worst knockouts I've seen in the last 5 years, stoppage wise, and I think that has definitely shaved off 4 years of his career.
How comes I haven't seen
4
it?
years of his life.
Bobby Green's knockout. He was out against Jalen Turner, and he was getting ground and pounded undefending for about 10 seconds, and then he was unconscious and took 4 more shots unconscious.
It was really bad.
It was really bad stoppage, yeah.
Probably one of the worst I've seen in my entire life.
But yeah, I think Jim Miller's old, but he's good. He's a crafty vet. That's all I got to say. He knows what he's doing.
He's got that power behind him as well. But good striker, altogether a good fighter. Like James said, he's been around for a long time. He's got that experience on him. I just don't see Bobby Green beating him. Bobby Green is such a fun fighter to watch, though. I love his style, but he just gets caught. And Jim Miller's got that power. All it takes is one shot.
And Bobby Green's got that hood fighting style, hands down, crazy swinging. And it works. I've seen karate guys with the hood style, but Jim Miller's too good, bro.
Well,
he's just smart.
Yeah, Bobby dodges 99 punches but get caught by one, but that one just fucks him up.
Yep. But then again, he did knock out Grant Dawson, and that's why he's ranked right now.
That's a good point.
But think about it. Damn, Jim Miller in the lightweight rankings. I'm taking Miller. Miller's my I think that's a pretty safe bet. Yeah.
Miller?
Yeah.
Not so educated on these fights. Maybe the ones further up. But yeah, I'll trust you guys' judgment.
We can do Jessica Andrade.
Yep. Marina Rodriguez. Yep.
I'm taking Andrade. I don't like her, and I think this is such a waste of a spot on 300. I think people are pissed off about this. So am I. I just think... I don't like Andrade. I think it's come on, bro. It's UFC 300. Why are you giving me this shit? I think, being said, Andrade gets it done. She's got hands. She's pretty good. She's always up higher in the rankings. She's gatekeeper for sure. But yeah, I think she'll just knock this chick back down the rankings.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Is this a piss break for you or no?
Yes. This is...
James piss break. Second fight into piss break.
This is
I can't take it.
Yeah, the other women's fight with Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison, I will probably watch. But yeah, Jessica Andrade, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna pay them their dues a bit, and I actually think this would be a better fight than the Holly Holm one. Jessica
Look at the
Andrade
respect here.
It's
Age-wise,
Two from two for you, and 0 from 2 from him.
Nah, but
Stand on business, bro.
Andrade's been around in the game for a long time as well, and she's provided some phenomenal fights, but she's also provided some snooze fest.
Yeah.
Absolute snooze fest. So it's 50-50 coin, but I don't hate her. I don't love her. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you watch it and you're like, okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give Andrade for the dub.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll run with that then. Diego Lopez, but I'm not sure what Sadiq Yusuf.
I'm taking Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is on
On the come up.
on the come up, and Sadiq Yusuf just lost to Edson Barboza. Great fight. They won a 5-round fight. He nearly put out Edson early in the fight, and then Edson came back and beat him. Really good performance by Edson. I think Diego's... I don't know. Edson's got no room to fuck around here. Diego's good. He's coming up. There's hype around him.
It's just a haircut. Jeez, man.
Bro, it's undefeated.
That is
What
awful.
are you doing,
Bro's
son?
got the Lego Man trim.
You got that 2012 Justin Bieber kind of look.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
for
son?
real.
Yeah, and then Sadiq's rocking 2015 KSI trim.
That's pretty
Actual
good.
meme fight.
That is good. Yeah, I think this is actually going to be a really good fight.
It is.
I think Diego's going to get it done, and Diego's so good on the ground, man. But yeah, I don't have much more to say about it. I'm saying Diego, round 1, knockout.
Right.
Round 1. I don't have a prediction for a round. I think this could go to the very end, or it could be round 1. Diego is very talented, and as he's up and coming, man, he's got all the motivation in the world behind him. He's on a roll.
Right.
On a roll. It's just that haircut.
Yeah. It's just the haircut for me. That.
Come
yeah.
on, man.
Yeah. Nah. We're past 2013 now, man.
Yeah, those fringes just don't exist anymore.
It's so bad.
I know.
My brother recently switched up. He's now got the TikTok cut instead. The textured
He needs the boozy fade, lad.
the boozy. No,
I know what you mean, with the fade and it's kind of combed down.
Yeah, but up at the front. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so
No.
Do better, Ryan. Do better.
Yeah, bro.
mate.
Like
we
that's
expect more from you.
it's so soy.
So soy.
It is a soy haircut, don't you reckon?
Yeah, we turned this from the UFC podcast to the Flame Ryan podcast.
Yeah, it's like it's got this. Yeah,
I hope you're watching right now,
yeah,
little bro.
The taper on the back and sides. Yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
I,
fun.
I
You grow up
said,
one
I
day.
said get reverse skin fade.
Dr. Phil.
Bold on the top and short, long on the
Yeah,
sides.
we're getting boozy, bro.
Yeah. We mentioned this fight before. Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison is going to smoke Holly Holm, I think. Also, my biggest concern about this is they're fighting at 135 and Kayla Harrison fights at like 145 and 55 in like other organizations. I don't know how she's going to even get down to this, but she's like good and it's a pretty big deal. She's getting signed. But yeah, I think Holly Holm's old, bro. She is. And Holly Holm's like a good name, like a draw. But I think Kayla Harrison's like, it's pretty clear that in my eyes that she's going to win.
I think that's the exact reason why this fight is even happening. Dana's been like, oh, I see my next up and coming star female fighter. Let's feed her to Holly Holm. And
Big name.
Big name.
Yeah.
Name. Holly Holm always has been a big name since the Ronda Rousey fight.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I didn't even watch UFC back then, but that's where I first got to know Holly
Yeah.
Holm. It's like, oh my God, she beat Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
I can't believe that fight was in Melbourne. The Rousey
Was
versus Holly
it?
Holm.
That's insane.
That was the most,
Crazy.
had the most people in the UFC arena ever, I think.
What,
No,
was it at Rod Laver or was it?
No, I think it was Rob Adesanya actually
Oh,
in
okay.
Melbourne. That was like the most seeded
Was it at
UFC event
was it at
ever.
Rod Laver or was it at like Marvel Stadium? Or
Marvel Stadium.
Marvel, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's got the retractable roof on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so you've got Kayla.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Next one we've got is Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I really want Cody to win. I love Cody so much, but we were talking about it before, and it was the whole thing about Cody has great head movement, and he's always just a fun fighter, but it's the same as Bobby Green. He dodges 99 punches, get caught by one.
Yep.
Done.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. Catching Z's, mate.
Yeah, I think Figueiredo, bro is Kratos. He's so good. His ground game, his transitions, he's good. And it's good for he's building his brand more by not just fighting Moreno. So I think it's good that he's doing this. I think the fight that Cody should be taking though right now should be like him versus Dominic Cruz too, because they're both still active, old, and like Dominic's late, like still in the rankings in bantam, but that would be fun. I think Figueiredo is going to win though, and I think he will fight like the loser of Song Yadong versus Petr Yan. Right. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he will
It's not about
probably.
to be fair.
Yeah, that's sort of how I'm looking at the timeline of it. But I think Figgy's going to get it. I can't see him not. I think this isn't a good fight for Cody.
You can't see him losing.
No, I can't see Figueiredo losing
Yeah.
at all.
And what he did to Rob Font, he's got power in his hands.
Yeah.
He's really smart, man. I think he's just going to Cody will look good for a bit, but I don't know.
Agreed. Cody did look a lot better in his last fight, but not at Figueiredo's level.
I agree. Not as familiar on them, but I do know that his striking ability is fantastic for Figueiredo. Another thing I will say is I do have a bit of respect for Cody Garbrandt. Not for the reasons you do. I recently saw him bigging up the NRL because it's obviously being played in Vegas on the weekend, and he was talking very highly upon it. So I rate that. But I will still
Shout out Manly.
Yeah, Manly in Vegas on the weekend. Yep. I'll take Figueiredo as well. The next fight we've got Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage. Is that right? Yeah.
I think Cody Brundage is a step up in competition for Bo Nickel. I mean, Val Woodburn was really, like a last minute step in. That fight would have never happened unless, if Bo's original opponent didn't pull out. I think Brundage is decent, but I think Bo's good. And Bo's, because everyone expects the takedowns, he can fake out the takedown and go upstairs and get the striking in. I think Bo Nickel will get it done in round one again. I think his pace will keep pushing through right now.
I say round one by Bo Nickel as well. I don't see in a million years it going any other way.
Yeah.
I'm taking submission though.
I'm taking submission as well.
Interesting. You both go for it.
Yeah, well, Bo Nickel's a specialist, man. He is it hard? I mean, he's still shown in. I can't remember. Sorry, who he fought, but he showed that he can strike. But
It was Val Woodburn. He outstruck him.
Yeah, and he showed that he could there. But I mean, at heart, everyone knows that he's a grappling specialist.
Right.
And he's good. He's really
Yeah.
good.
That's a lock of the night for me. Like that's gonna happen.
Right.
If it doesn't, I'll eat my words. Lol.
Eat more. I'm not so educated on these two fighters, so I'll trust both your judgment, and I'll say Bo Nickel. Next, we got Calvin Kattar versus Aljo. Thoughts? It's weird that I didn't expect Aljo to move divisions entirely. Do you know any reasons as to why?
He was planning to. He said, if I beat O'Malley, I'm gonna go up and fight Volk. Lost to O'Malley. Then he's like, oh, maybe I can't deal with the power and bantamweight. Maybe I shouldn't go up. And then they announced this. So I think he was going to go up anyway. And plus, he's going to leave the title free for Marab now because they're like teammates.
Yeah.
Because Marab got offered to fight Aljo and turned it down because he said, Aljo's my friend. I don't want to fight him for the belt.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you expect this to be a temporary division for Aljo, or do you reckon he'll stay in featherweight?
No, I think he's doing what Figueiredo's doing at Bantam.
Yep.
Going up, fighting lower rankings, working their way up. Instead of like coming back and getting instant title shot.
Yeah. Not like Alex Pereira, who basically got a title shot, like second fight into the division.
I'm serious. I think Pereira got gifted that Jan Blachowicz win.
Yeah.
Like he didn't win, man. Like he looked good, but
I'd still say I don't think he got robbed. I don't think it was a robbery. I think he did get the win, but
it was too close to get like a title shot straight up.
Yeah.
But it's his name value.
Yeah.
What's your take on this fight?
Look, I think Calvin's getting fed to the wolves here. I respect Calvin a lot. A lot of people look past Calvin because of the Max Holloway and Cater fight.
Yeah.
He is a great striker with a lot of power, but his ground game is just nowhere near the level of Sterling's. It just isn't. If it was to stay on stand-up, I'd take Cater almost any day.
Yep.
But if it's going to go to the ground, for sure. But he does have that power, man. You got to watch out for that because he's got a shot on him.
I think Aljo via backpacking, bro. I'm saying, though, because it's a 3-rounder, I think it'll be decision. I don't know how Aljo's power is going to go, and I think it'll be a different experience, him trying to hold down a bigger opponent. So I think decision. Like this fight will be more Aljo feeling himself out in featherweight.
Yeah. If Aljo loses, does he go straight back down to bantamweight?
I think so. I think he would.
I don't think he would. I reckon he'll probably try to make his name in featherweight now. I mean, he's already gotten the belt in bantamweight.
True.
He's got Marab that's about to get the shot there. If he was to go back to bantam, then it'd be stuck in the same cycle, but opposite.
Mike a little bit close. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, I was just I was I'm not going to catch anything you're saying there.
It'd be the exact same as the case was before. Just the positions reversed between Aljo and Marab. So I think he'll stay in feather.
Yep. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know what your guys' take on that was. I would have thought he'd go back down. But
So Aljo for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Both you got Aljo. I've got Aljo as well. We got Yuri Prohaska versus
Rakic, yep.
Thoughts?
Well, this was meant to be Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz about a month ago.
Right.
And
Familiar with that?
Jan pulled out and Yuri stepped in. But Yuri, that's why they put it on 300 so they get a full camp. I'm taking Yuri. Rakic is good. He's powerful. But man, I think Yuri's good. And I don't think Yuri looked himself in the Pereira fight.
Yeah, I was going to say...
It was taking him too long to warm up. Like, he was still striking Pereira. I think he won the first round. But I think if he can fire up early, he can finish Rakic.
Yeah.
I don't think Rakic will win.
I think if Yuri fights the same way that he did against Pereira, I don't think he's going to win. I think Rakic will take it. I think Rakic will knock him out.
Right.
Rakic is good, man.
If he doesn't learn from his last fight against he shouldn't have his hands that low.
No.
You're not Anderson Silva, man.
Yeah, seriously. I'm actually going to take Rakic on this one.
That's valid.
It depends how Yuri comes in on the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought Yuri as an obvious pick, but clearly not.
No, this is going to be closer than people think.
I was actually...
I don't think it's going the distance.
I was actually... I think I was in Prague around the time or similar time to when the Pereira versus Prohaska fight was on, and I said something about it, and I was with my mate Harry, and I mentioned something about like Pereira. He's like, shush. He's like, don't say anything. He's like, you might get jumped. Like if you diss on him here, yeah. But yeah, I'll take Prohaska in this one. Obviously Charles Oliveira.
Hello,
versus-
Vancouver.
Is it Sarukian?
Arman Sarukian, yeah.
Yeah, Sarukian. Yeah.
Look, Sarukian's good. He's powerful. He's fought Islam before on his debut. But Charles is Charles.
Yeah.
Charles is Charles. I don't think Oliveira will lose. I think if he loses, I'm crying. But
Look, I'm going to say Charles all day. And again, this is going to be the same as the next fight, but I've got a lot of bias for Charles. I love that man so much. Seriously.
and I can't count Sarukian out. He is really good.
He is very good. But Charles has got a lot to prove again as well. And he wants that belt back. He's hungry, man.
Yeah.
He is hungry. But interesting
yawning.
fight. I got to take Charles.
I got to take Charles. I think this is going to be a quick fight, though.
I don't.
I'm thinking round 2 max.
I think this will go the full 3.
That'd be good. But I think Oliveira will just get dropped and then sub him. Classic.
Yeah. I don't because man, everyone knows about his strat now of when Oliveira gets dropped, he could even get tapped and he'll drop to the ground, and then he'll just kind of drag him in, and try to get them on the ground. It's his specialty. Everyone knows that's what he does, and that's how he catches a lot of people. I don't think he's just going to be that stupid and let himself go to the ground and get subbed like that. I do think this will go the full 3.
Full 3?
No. I think this will last about a round.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have thought, the thing was, initially I thought you look at a Charles Oliveira fight, you're like, oh, 5 rounds. But obviously this isn't a co-main or main event. So it's obviously 3. I still don't think it'll go to distance. I've got Charles. But yeah, that's just me. Now we're on to what I thought was going to be the co-main, but it is actually not. Is it still going to be 5 rounds because it's BMF?
This should be 5 rounds.
Yeah, it should, but I'm not sure.
I hope it is. I want 3 5-rounders.
I want
that'd
5
be
rounds.
crazy.
Yeah. Especially after, both of you reckon the 299 card's better than 300. Surely,
Plus, these guys
surely they
have
just
only
give us a
fought-
5-round. Like it's like these are like 2 big fighters. Like
Yeah, this is a pretty insane fight. Holloway's looking like bulkier as well. He's actually had time to move up. Like when he fought Poirier, it was 6 weeks' notice.
yeah,
Man, I really, honestly, I would have been happy with this as the main fight.
Yeah.
I would have been more than happy as this is a main fight. I way prefer it over the main fight, actually. This is interesting. This is a very interesting fight. Holloway, you've got a fighter who has never even been dropped. He's never been knocked out, nothing. But then you look at Gaethje, who there have been numerous different fighters who, after they have fought him, have said that he's got the strongest punch that they've ever felt. His last fight against Poirier, he looked the most technical I've ever seen him. He looked the most patient I've ever seen him. Patient Gaethje is a scary man. He is fucking terrifying.
In the fight before Poirier, when he fought Fiziev, everyone picked Fiziev to win. Round 1 was close, then Gaethje just turned it on. But like you were saying, patient Gaethje.
But I'm never going to doubt my boy Max. That's my boy. He's
I know you love.
Blessed his
I know.
best, baby.
I know
Blessed
you.
his best.
I know you love Holloway. Obviously, we mentioned it before, and we'll try not to dwindle on it too much. But obviously, we watched the Volkanovski fight together, and everyone was down in the dumps. And then I vividly remember Liam strolling around the pub, going, "Feed him Holloway, feed Taporia to Holloway, give him Holloway."
Hey,
I can't wait for Taporia versus Holloway. He deserves that. He really does. I truly think Holloway deserves it more than anyone else. He's been stuck in that kind of rotation around because Volk just killed him.
Yeah.
Second fight, controversial. But the first and the third clearly just killed him.
Yeah.
But if Holloway wins this, he 1000% deserves that title shot. If he loses this,
so what if he sticks around at lightweight?
I don't think he should stick around at lightweight.
I think so.
I think he deserves that featherweight. That's where he belongs. That's where his best is. But you never know. Like you said, he gave himself a proper amount of time to get up to lightweight. So we'll see how he kind of transitions into it with a healthy increase in weight.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I just can't see a non-slim Holloway. I just can't
I
picture
don't
it.
think he'll look like heavyweight John Jones.
No.
But yeah, seriously, I do have to take Gaethje. Gaethje's just...
You got Gaethje?
Holloway. All day.
Yeah, I got Holloway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Show me the money, bro.
Show me the money.
All right, Zhang Wei Li versus Yan Jinon. Ming Shiling.
James.
Bro, that means ice cream. Come on, man. I'm trying to... Come on.
No.
What did I do wrong, bro? We're keeping this in. We're keeping it in.
That was Joe Rogan.
I'll tell
That
you.
was said by Joe Rogan.
The viewers will have seen it by now, but there is one thing that you said that I am bleeping out. We kind of skimmed past it, but it is getting bleeped out. Keep going.
What'd I say? That?
No, when we were talking before, when you're at the UFC and you mentioned...
Oh.
That's another bleep.
I'm gonna think you're saying something else.
Yeah.
Can't get political on Check the Score podcast. Fuck.
That was James Haslam.
Sorry.
Yeah, those are the words of James Haslam.
Stand by him, mate.
Don't defame me.
They're both good. This Yan chick's on a good run as well, but from what I've watched, Zhang Wei Li.
I agree. I don't got a lot to say about this fight. Zhang Wei Li's a bloke. Like she's a bloke. Like she is a monster. I don't see anyone in the entire division beating her.
Right.
I think she's gonna stay champ for a fair while.
You know what song they should walk out to?
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Not only is it out of pocket, but it's copyrighted. Boo!
No, you can have...
Where the royalty-free music at?
Yeah, give me Kevin McLeod, bro.
I got you, bro.
This is what you got to expect when you have a podcast with James on it. You got to kind of expect that you're just going to go on random tangents.
About royalty-free music.
Royalty-free music. Oh, yeah. Ready? Here we go.
That's
Yeah.
Huh?
We're not getting copyright claim today.
There
we go.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Yo, guys. Oh, God.
I can't.
Oh, God. Cut the clip. Yeah. So,
Okay, back to the car.
besides that, it's
Yeah, you
obviously...
gotta chill with this stuff, Hosh.
Thanks
you
for
can't, you can't be saying this, bro.
Yeah, thanks for making my editing life hard. But appreciate it. Zhang Wei Li versus Yan. I don't even want to pronounce that surname.
I don't.
Jainan.
Jinon?
Yeah, there we go.
It's one of them. Whaley. All day.
Wei Li.
Not-
When did I say this? Viewers, he's putting words in my mouth. I'm innocent.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. But when have I said anything wrong about the Chinese women fighters? Like, I'm in full support of Zhang Wei Li and Bing Shiling.
What about Chinese male fighter Israel Adesanya?
In my heart, I am black on the outside, but inside, I am a Chinese.
Just so we don't get
Black
canceled.
outside, China inside. I am Chinese. I'm the Black Dragon.
No.
That's what he said.
Oh, no.
I don't even want to say anything.
Yeah,
anymore.
I wanna just
I
shut
don't wanna
up.
get clipped. Eh?
Yeah, we're going to get clipped.
Chat, is this real?
Main event time. Woo!
Yeah, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. Funny, I can say this. You actually called this fight.
I did predict this
Yeah,
fight.
he called it. I remember I'm like, oh, James, what do you reckon the main cut for 300 is going to be? And he's like, well, if it's not going to be the BMF, I think it'll be Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. I'm like, oh, didn't even know who Jamal Hill was. That's how uneducated I was at the time. And then I'm like, okay, he actually called it. He got it right. I sent it into the chat, and all the boys and a few of them already knew that you'd said it. But yeah, thoughts?
This fight had to happen eventually, especially Pereira getting the title. He had to fight Yuri because Yuri vacated the title, and after Yuri got the title from Glover, vacated. He was meant to rematch Glover, but then Jamal Hill stepped in short notice, fought Glover, and got the belt, got injured, vacated. Same story. I think Jamal Hill is getting overlooked here because Alex Pereira has name value. I think Hill has heavy hands. He's smart. He one-shot Johnny Walker harder than Magomed Ankalaev did. I am actually going to take Hill.
Wow.
Hot take. I am taking Hill.
I gotta say the same. I think that's spot on. It's Hill is a very, very, very talented fighter.
He's just got terrible tattoos, though. So trash.
Is that a thumbs up?
He's got 2 thumbs up.
Oh, that's
so
awful.
bad. It's actually so bad. But you know, he's not entertaining on the mic. He's not a big name. He's just kind of
That's
there
why
for
I-
a lot of
even
it.
I
And he
wasn't
looks like
into it.
Juice WRLD, bro.
He's number one ranked, and I didn't even hardly knew him.
Man, so if you're not really big into the UFC, most people won't have any clue who
Yep.
he is. But he's so good. But then again, you've got Alex Pereira on the other side, where he's also very good. It does take that one shot, but I do believe that Hill is a much safer fighter.
Yeah.
He'll play a lot more reserved. He'll be a lot more patient, and yeah, that's
And
an
Hill's
exciting
only
fight.
got 1 loss as well, and that was from an armbar. Yeah, I think Hill's going to get it done, seriously.
Yeah.
What's going to say? Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
I've got Pereira, but that's just because I know Pereira and I know what he can do. I don't know if that's controversial at all.
No,
or
not really.
If any, is that safe? If anything, I don't know. But yeah, I'm taking.
Look, it's 50-50 fight. This isn't one of those fights where it's like, oh no, he's gonna get fucked up. This is very kind of, you don't know how it's gonna go
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
It's we just gotta wait and see. They're both very talented.
Fair
though.
enough.
Be a good stand-up fight.
And
Yeah.
I know MMA math doesn't make sense, but when Yuri fought Glover, it was close. Glover was arguably winning and then got subbed.
Yeah.
When Jamal Hill fought Glover, absolutely smoked Glover. So I think I'm taking Hill, seriously. Yeah, I feel
Yep.
like just because he doesn't have the name value, people think he's not going to get it. And he's doing what Ilya did. He's already put in UFC light heavyweight champ in his bio on Instagram. That's a risky move, but think about it, right? All the stuff Ilya said, he followed too. So now he's got all the bragging rights.
Yeah.
I said I was going to do this. Like, damn, true, you did. And you did it. So, I don't know.
What's his next fight?
Ilya's.
Yeah, we're about to wrap
Max
this up. We're
Holloway.
we've finished the 300 card, and last final things. And one thing I want to know is what is his next fight?
So
He's calling out Islam as well. That's not happening.
that's not happening.
That's not first fight. That's not happening.
It's going to go 2 ways. Look, it really depends how long Ilya wants to wait. If he wants to get a fight ASAP and just rush into it and get through as many people as he can, it could be anyone in all the rankings. But he's taken out most of the division other than Max. Max is...
Well, that's what you said.
Yeah.
You said that his next fight should be
He's,
Taporia.
every single person who's gone up in the featherweight rankings Max has always been the person you had to get through to get your chance at Volk. Ilya is the one person who didn't get Max. He didn't have to go through Max. He just went straight to Volk.
True.
So this all just
He
depends.
did
on how
deserve.
Max
He did
goes.
deserve a Volk fight, though.
Yeah,
He-
but-
I mean, he was.
But Volk legit said, don't give him to Max. I want him.
Yeah.
No.
I-
this is the third time we've mentioned it. Oh,
so I think...
I want to gouge my eyes out.
I think what they'll do now is they'll put Movsar, Evloev, and Ortega together for number 1 contender. I think Ilya will fight the winner of that. I think the next title fight in featherweight will be...
Has Taporia fought Ortega?
No. He's only fought Josh Emmett and Volk. So, but look, what I'm thinking is the next featherweight fight will not have Volk in, but I think Volk will come back for a
needs to
rematch.
just chill.
I think
Just
Volk
not
will
be
come for a
active
rematch
little
in the
bit.
end of the year.
Yeah,
Volk's getting older though.
just needs to.
I don't think he's going to win the rematch either, but I think
Will it
he's-
be at the Bernabeu in Spain?
Yeah, it probably would. It probably will be.
The new Bernabeu is obviously, I'm a football fan through and through. Real Madrid Stadium, they built a new stadium. It's got a retractable roof on it, so
Well, you were
that's
saying
a possible destination for a fight. 60,000 people.
that's a good point. What you were saying about Ortega and
Movsar.
yeah, it's hard because by the time you actually get to that fight, Holloway's already ready he'll already be ready for that fight. And look, I think even if Holloway was to get knocked the fuck out, he still deserves that champ shot. He's been number 1 for
So long.
How long now?
They just didn't give him the shot because he had lost 3 times.
If anything, the fact that Taporia's got the belt now, it just completely shakes up the division. So there's so many more fights open up.
It is. That's true, but Max deserves it, man. He's been number 1 for
absolutely.
so long.
Hence you calling the shots on him at the pub after the fight.
Feed him to him.
Feed him to Holloway. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? If that's the only way that Volk's going to get that belt back is either a Topuria rematch. Would he get another Holloway rematch if Holloway held the belt again?
Yes, for sure.
Well,
Be number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
There would be different
crazy.
circumstances.
It would.
Yeah,
It's not
true.
just Holloway going back for shots, you know.
Yeah.
Back shots.
It's not.
Oh,
Bro, chill.
chill. Bro's got the power of the mic in his hand. He realizes he's got free speech.
And pretty much Jesus, guys.
Even though Holloway is growing in age as well, he's not even that old. He's only 32.
Yeah, he's not old, but he started so young as well.
But he looks better every fight. His striking just constantly improves, and you think he can't anymore, and then he comes out and he pulls out some whack shit, and I'm like, what the fuck did he just do?
Like he nearly subbed Korean Zombie as well. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
But yeah,
We watched that fight, eh?
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was Rip the Zombie.
Yeah, that was RIP, and then he retired.
That was a good retirement though.
Yeah, absolutely.
His walkout playing zombie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I want as a legacy fight for Holloway? I want him and Edson Barboza.
That would be crazy.
Just a fight night.
Yeah,
That would be good. That'd be so
that'd
fun.
be crazy.
But Holloway Gaethje is where it's at.
Absolutely. I agree. I think that
That's good.
that is the highlight of this card,
Yeah.
100%. And genuinely, I know it's a big card for 299, but genuinely, I'm just so excited for MVP. Like, I'm still just like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's
sure.
gonna be so good.
yeah. Is that where we're going to leave it today?
I think so.
I think so.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the Check Score podcast. And we might just have another UFC one, maybe after 300 when more cards get announced. Obviously, they announced that they're doing a fight in the Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah,
That
How
is
cr-
300's
306,
the.
I mean 306, isn't it?
I thought
Three-
300 was in
No,
the
306.
Sphere.
It's 306.
I
in
read
Sphere.
306.
Yeah.
But that's going to be crazy. I literally have seen photos of the inside of that thing. It's like, what?
Insane.
What
I don't
on
know, what are they
earth?
going to put up there? Like,
What on earth is it? It's literally just like it looks like a hologram, like just a 360 orbit.
One might say it looks like a sodding Tic Tac.
Ah,
you know that meme of the guy that's staring up? He's like,
yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
You know the TikTok sound where it's like, "Wum, wum, wum," and it's like everyone's looking up into the sky.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's just a sphere. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Before we get carried away, that's where we're gonna leave it today. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and see you next time.
see you guys.